welcome back to my channel. What are we doing today? Today is a very special holiday here in the country of Belize. Now I have up a March calendar. This is from March 2025. I use my old calendars like scrap paper to kind of guard my desk from messes, if you haven't been noticing. But today is a very special holiday because today in Belize we are celebrating George Price Day. And I'll tell you all about him right now. Okay, so the Right Honourable George Cadle Price, it was a Belizean politician and, well, a diplomat in Belize. And he was one of the big figures in Belize gaining their independence. Now, there's a whole backstory about him. If you want, you can go read up about him. But in celebration of him, he's called the father of our country because he was one of the persons. He's not the only one. I have to admit that he wasn't the only one. But he was like the face of the People's Committee. Now, back then, before independence, I dare say before 1951, one of Belize's ruling party was the People's Committee, and there were 4 leaders of this political group. George Price was one of them. Philip Golson was one of them, and I don't remember who the other 2 was. But these 4 people were very instrumental in Belize's gaining their independence, because before 1981, and I say before 1951 because in 1951 it was called People's Committee, and then it transformed from the People's Committee into the People's United Party, and then from there from the People's Committee also broke off and became the National Alliance something, and then that branched off to the United Democratic Party. So just like in our very well-developed neighboring country, well, not necessarily neighboring country, but our very well-developed first world country, United States of America, who has both Republicans and Democrats, we have UDPs and PUPs. And the PUP party came from the People's Committee, and you can also say to a small extent the United Democratic Party, because Golson was one of the forebearers to the United Democratic Party, and he was also one of the leaders in the People's Committee. A bit of Belizean history, because today we are celebrating George Price Day. He has been dubbed the father of the nation because he was like the face of the People's Committee, and he was one of the people that fought for Belize gaining their for us to gain our independence in 1981. September 21st of 1981 was when we gained independence. So in celebration of him, to celebrate this holiday in the country of Belize, I drew this picture of him in his younger days when he was still the spokesperson for the People's Committee, and I just have little notes. And again, I should have just read my notes and be fine, but yeah, I had to turn you upside down, turn around, inside out, and end up right here. And this is where we are. So today you're gonna do a color along with me as we color the father of our nation, the nation of Belize, George Cadle Price, to celebrate January 15th. I went all around. I didn't even tell you the holiday, in the day in January that we're celebrating. January 15th, George Price Day. Celebration of George Price Day. I'm going to color this illustration with Color soft pastel pencils. And I know for this month you've been seeing these pencils a lot. And that's because for some reason this month I want to work with soft pastels. So I dubbed January my soft pastel month, and I'll be working with the Color soft pastel pencil. So now that you know what I'm doing, now that you know why I'm doing it, now that you know what I'm using, let's stop the blabbering and get to the coloring. I also should add that if you are a member of my Patreon, you do have this color illustration as your exclusive paid tier. This is not in the free tier, guys. This is in the paid tier. So it's an exclusive paid tier Patreon reward that you can download and freely color with me. I did add the notation about who this guy is and the importance of him to the country of Belize. So again, now I could stop my blabbering and now you can color along with me. Okay, I am finished with this. Let me bring you guys up a bit, show you the entire thing, how it looks. I kind of left him, I feel like I left him a bit too white. But in all truth, I really don't have enough skin, to my definition, I don't have that in-between skin tone color that I want. So I kind of had to use a bit of bronze with this flesh. Well, it's not flesh, it's called peach color here. So I use this peach color for my shadows. I'm just trying to blend it out a bit. So it kind of looks, because he's a very fair skinned person. I did meet him in real life. Actually, my illustration here is based from a picture I took with him, and I should give you guys that now. But all in all, this was very much a lot of fun for me. Happy George Price Day to all my Belizean friends and family out there, and to the wider Belizean diaspora. Happy George Price Day. To my friends who may not know who the guy is, this is him. He was the father of our nation, and we're celebrating him on January 15th. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. And as always, stay blessed, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.